We got some melon, we got a pear, a couple of apples and some pineapple. There we are. This the juice is really creamy. That's so nice. Oh yeah, real pick me up in the morning. I've got that. I've also got what's left in the jug there as well. I'm going to drink both of those. Welcome to day 24. See you in a bit. For this next one, I've got half a pepper. I've got some acelgas. I don't know what that is in English. What is that? It's like it's acelgas anyway in Spanish. I've got a bit of basil I'm going to put into it. I've got some celery. I've got some a pepino. I've got a sweet potato and 3 tomatoes. If you look at the back here, I've got some bananas. I've got some mangoes. I've got 5 mangoes there. 5 really nice ones that I got down in Lidl's. I've got 3 avocados, which are really nice. And I've got some brown rice. That's not for now. This is getting myself ready for when I've stopped. These babies are going to be for a week, so they're green now. They're going to be nice and spotty when I eat them, nice and ripe. The mangoes, same thing, nice and ripe when I start eating them. These I'm going to have with the first time I have potatoes, which is probably going to be maybe Friday. So I'm going to get some proper nice potatoes, maybe some new potatoes, and mix one of these in with that and mash it all up and maybe have a bit of gravy on it. Very, very nice. Now the back is obviously the rice I'm going to have with that some other time with some veggies, maybe on Thursday. Mouth is watering now, so I'm going to get cooking this juice, blending it, juicing the juice. See you in a bit. I've nearly drank this by the time of making this video. It's really nice. I added a bit of mustard at the end of it, just to add some bite to it. I was really hungry. It's 2 o'clock now, and this is my 3rd juice of the day. So I'm going to do a couple of mean greens later on. I'm just buzzed now just by buying all that stuff, the mangoes and the bananas, especially the bananas. I love bananas, and I haven't had a banana in so long now. It feels like forever, but it's only 3 weeks, isn't it? You know, since I had some bananas. The mangoes as well. Normally I use the mangoes as with porridge in the morning, but I'm just gonna dive into 2 or 3 of those one morning. And yeah, some of the avocados and the mashed potatoes, absolutely lovely, with a bit of gravy. Not homemade gravy, just the packet stuff, but that's what I'm capable of doing. Maybe I'll try and learn. That's something that I could learn, is to make my own gravy. That could be something I'll do. Yeah, I'll see you in a bit anyway. On my 4th juice of the day, this is mean green. I'm gonna have another one after this. I got a question in one of the on one of the videos on YouTube. Somebody asked whether you could live off smoothies and juices, and I think you could. You know, I mean, you could, especially with smoothies, because you can add so much. I mean, you can add all your fats and your proteins. With juices, I think, you know, I think 30 days is probably a long time to do it. 60 days definitely a long time to do it. You know, I've seen some guy on YouTube who's done it for over 90 days, but you know, he had an end goal in mind, and that was to lose a lot of weight, and it helped him to do that, and he did look healthy after he's finished. So yes, you could live off smoothies and juices, but I think it would be pretty boring, you know. I mean, I think I really miss whole foods. I miss vegetables, just the taste and the chewing, and when I'm thinking about that, my mouth is watering, even though I'm drinking this. So I really think you miss that. But as I say, you know, you could fit everything into it. You can put almost anything into a smoothie. If you've got a high enough powered smoothie, you can do almost anything. I mean, I've even made banana ice cream from a smoothie. So, you know, from a blender, from my blender. So I'm not sure how your stomach would react over a long time to that, because your blender and your juicer essentially taking over your digestive system, your teeth, and so everything's going down in a liquid state. I'm not sure if some parts of your digestive system would suffer because of that. I certainly wouldn't want to do it, you know. There's two interpretations of the word live. There is live, as in get through the day and live your life, but then there is actually live, you know, and you have to. I'm one for having nutrition and thinking about nutrition first. Thinking about entertainment second, where it comes to eating your foods. But I think you have to think about entertainment, because if you don't, you know, food is one of the most entertaining things that you can do. And if you're like me on a whole foods plant-based diet, you're restricting your diet by a lot. So you're not eating meat, you're not eating dairy products. So, you know, sometimes I look at chicken and lamb. I used to love lamb. Beef, you know, there's nothing I like better than a big steak. Love cheese. I love boiled eggs, scrambled eggs, all different stuff like that. I really liked. So I'm restricting that now. You can get commercial synthesized versions of almost anything, you know, almost any meat, bacon, chicken, fish. You can get synthesized versions of eggs. I haven't tried any of those things, so I couldn't tell you whether they're any good or not. I've tried seitan, which is, I'm not sure what it's made out of, but it's a vegan product, and that's pretty nice, but it doesn't come close to the real thing. But I'm doing this from a health point of view, so I'm not going to eat those things. And I also have, since I've gone on this lifestyle, I'm sort of 4.5 years into it, I've discovered that there are so many good things that you can eat. You know, you don't have to be restricted at all. Almost any meal that you can make with meat or with dairy products, you can make without those things. I mean, some of my favourite stuff has always been curries and bolognese, pasta, other rice dishes, potatoes, meat and 2 veg was always one of my favourites, and you can still do that, except without the meat. But let's say you can get veggie burgers and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's all about, for me, you have to balance things out. So first, think about your nutrition. Think about all the food that you're putting into your body, and is it going to give you nutrition? You know, one of the oaths that the doctors take is first do no harm, and that should be the thing that you think about when you're thinking about your food. First, do no harm. Don't harm yourself. You know, make sure that the food that you're putting into you is good quality. You know, you can have rich food. I mean, one of the things that we had at Christmas that I made was a cheesecake, and it was made out of nuts and berries and all different types of nuts and berries, and it was very, very rich. It was made out of nuts, berries, what's the other thing now? Maple syrup. I can't remember what else, but there was a lot of good stuff in there anyway. Very rich, very high in calories. You wouldn't want to eat it every day, but there's no saying that it was wrong. It wasn't bad. There was nothing in it that was bad for you, you know. So I'd suggest that, first of all, eat what you're eating with nutrition in mind first. Second, it has to taste good, because if it doesn't taste good, you're not going to carry on with it. And I think if you tried this, drinking juices and eating smoothies, and that's all you were eating, you wouldn't last. You'd soon be back to your old lifestyle, because, you know, I just think it's not satisfying enough. It's all cold, it's all liquid, you know, there's no textures, there's no, you know, when you get a plate of food in front of you, normally you can pick up a piece and it's a different texture to the next piece, different taste, you know, different feel to the mouth, different, you know, there's all different things about the food, different smells. You're not going to get that with a smoothie. It's all blended together, you know. So, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people think that you can live off just fruit. Fruitarians. A lot of people think that you can just live off vegetables and stuff, you know. I tend not to do that. I mean, I've cut out a lot of the bad stuff out of my diet, the meat and the dairy products, bad for your health. You know, there's so many different studies that have proved this conclusively over decades, that meat and dairy products are bad for your health. So I'm left with a whole range of different products that are good for my health, you know. So that's what I'm going to be sticking to anyway. You know, if my advice, and somebody said to me, could you do this in the long term, don't even bother, you know. You know, stick to whole foods, plant-based foods, and learn how to cook them, learn how to eat a lot of them raw. You know, you can, fruits and vegetables, a lot of them you can eat raw, but learn how to cook them and combine them to learn different recipes that are going to entertain you as well as feed you. So I'll see you in a little bit when I have the next juice.